It's one thing to rate how people explain what they do, and it's another thing to rate what they actually do, which is what I was really interested in doing. You know, so I actually tried to push a couple of things in intelligent giving, which sort of got a little bit of momentum, but not much. One of them was to do actual surveys of, you know, the people that are either kind of working with the charities or are the beneficiaries of the charities. And in particular, I as it happened, knew a urology consultant who was very interested in getting some of his registrars to work with me in doing a survey. So we did a couple of surveys, one of urology patients, asking them, what they wanted from, what they needed in terms of information and support and all that sort of thing, and in terms of whether they had enough information when they were diagnosed, whether they had enough information about treatment, what sort of support they wanted from, support groups, etc. And then whether the charities in that field, and there are a lot of them, are actually delivering on that. That was one charity. That was one survey that we did so as a limited pilot. We got about 40 responses, I think. And we did a second, and that was a paper survey. And the other one was an online one, where we did an online survey of the clinicians themselves, asking them, where they thought research money ought to be directed. Whether it should be prostate cancer, renal cancer, bladder cancer, etc., and which charities were the easiest to work for, which were the easiest to get grants from. And all that turned out to be really interesting. I mean, essentially, the patients had not heard of most of the charities apart from Cancer Research UK and Macmillan and Marie Curie, I think. And pretty much the clinicians said that Cancer Research UK was by far and away the best charity in terms of giving them grants. And it also turned out that in fact there was a lot more need to give money for bladder cancer research and kidney research, which tend to be for people that are hard up than for prostate cancer research. Anyhow, the point of doing all that was to demonstrate that you can actually get real feedback on what the charities are doing, and I would very much like to expand that. The other thing that I tried to get going in intelligent giving was a moderated message board. For at least I wanted to, for instance, bring in my sister, perhaps, as a social worker, a retired social worker, who would then kind of bring together a network of other social workers who would then have a informed discussion about various kind of areas that charities were working in, so that you could actually learn from people that had direct contact with charities on whether or not they were, whether the NSPCC, for instance, was as good as its annual report makes it sound.